Hello everyone and welcome back to this 5th war in the season. As you can see here, I'm bringing Spidey 2099 and Tigra, who are quickly becoming staples of my war attack team. On path 7 we have this divine barrier node which prevents Nullify and Stagger from working every now and again against Cosmics, and this makes Tigra a great choice because Tigra has no access to Nullify and Stagger, and indeed Fate Seal as such. Instead, she simply reduces the ability accuracy of buffs from her neutralized passive, so this makes her a perfectly good option. Here we have Cersei. She's just a bit annoying really when you've got the glancing buff on her, but I think Tigra is a sort of complete and total counter. So nothing to worry about here all that much. I'm just checking the nodes. I don't think there's anything to worry about here. I throw on an advanced power boost just because I sort of can, and all the quicker to get to an SP2. So let's jump into it. First thing I note here is that this defender has suicides. Oh, easy heavy there because I apparently don't know how to space so heavy. And I think, oh gosh, so this fight's going to be significantly easier than I thought even then. Just bait SP1s and I should be fine. There I throw the SP2, mostly just for sort of speed, and I think, oh, I'll just block this. I don't know the timing on it perfectly, so that's fine. The SP2 together with the damage from recoil and the suicide masteries is bringing her down very quickly, so don't really need to worry about all that much. Pretty simple fight. I think I heal her up, and I think I've cut out a brief little message where I sent to my group, hey, this guy has placed for suicides, which makes quite a few fights significantly easier. Move on to Angela. Now, of course, Tigra eats Angela for breakfast, and yeah, there's not all that much to worry about here at all. Now, to be honest, this fight's so simple that I am just going to fast forward it here. It's really a case of baiting SP1, throwing my SP2, and slowly wearing it down. There's, I think it takes me, I don't know, about a minute. Yeah, it looks to be about that. So, incredibly simple fight. I'm not going to bore you with it. As I said, Tigra completely eats Angela for breakfast and completely nullifies, if I may use that word, the significance of the global. So now we move up to America Chavez on node 22. Now, of course, they've placed her here because she has a lot of annoying power gain, and the node also has power gain from Power Snack, and also the oh goodness, I forgot the name of the node. When they hit to 50%, they gain a bunch of power. So you basically want some sort of power control here, and that is exactly what Spidey 29 is good for. No buffs means no power snack, and of course he has not only his normal power gain controlling methods, but we also have anti-venom on the team, which is the first time we brought him to war, which is very, very exciting. Which means the opponents start with a wither debuff on them, which reduces their power gain rate by 120%. So bringing anti-venom really ramps up his utility and means you're reversing power gain right off the bat, but it also means you need to remember to dex regularly to pause that wither. You can already see we're starting to lose it, and I make a mistake here because I've still sort of got Mr. Fantastic in my head as my external help. So you see, I do not pause that wither until quite late, until I remember, oh damn, I meant to be doing that, which is a real pain. Sort of pretty big mistake here, to be honest. So here we have 4 of my exhaustions, each of which reduce her power gain by 15%, and 1 wither. She's not throwing very many specials, and that'll be a bit of a theme for this fight. We managed to do a better job of pausing that wither here, but trying to get it there, I missed the dex. Get it there, but I'm getting kind of cornered. Not entirely sure what to do here. Tried to get there and managed to pause, and I think that's fine. I'll throw an SP2. She has 2 withers on her technically, so minus an absolute load of power gain. But I am nervous about eating a heavy. So I think, oh, push her to SP2, probably a mistake. Evade heavy in the corner. Ooh, still getting cornered. Evade. Not entirely sure what to do here. And then I of course remember that backup recovery is going to kick in and give her loads of power, but of course not if I reverse it. So I managed to completely drain her all the power. That was completely being a bit of an issue there. And at this point the fight's back to being completely fine. So I kind of got a bit sketchy there, but luckily the incredible power gain reversal utility of Spidey 2099 saved us there. She's still not throwing that many specials, but yeah, we managed to close out the fight here relatively easily with a nice little heavy attack. So yeah, that could have gone south, but luckily it didn't. So it's the next morning. War has 6.5 hours left, and we're into section 2. I am on path 7 again, and we have a Nova fight here. Now, I was assigned Tigra to this, and then there was a bit of discussion about whether I should use Tigra or Spidey 2099. In the end, we agreed Tigra. I was a bit worried about this fight because while Tigra has great ability to neutralize her opponents from getting new buffs with her neutralize, she can't actually remove buffs. She doesn't have any ability to strip buffs off the defender. And this is the node where the rich get richer node, so if Nova has a buff, he's gaining power. And Nova also starts the fight with a Fury buff. So I'm thinking here, this is really the best choice because I can't get rid of the Fury. I did some duels, and I know that I can get rid of the Fury if I land an intercept pretty early on before he can auto-block me, because he can only auto-block me when he has so many Nova charges. So that's the game plan going into this. I want to get an early intercept, remove the Fury, and then keep hitting him with my neutralize to stop the Fury coming back. And this plan is, as you will see, only partially successful. So I did quite a lot of duels. I knew how to space the heavy because you need to do 2 dashbacks and then do a heavy. And here I go for the intercept and it lands. He auto blocks but doesn't parry because he only parries later when he's got more overcharges. And so far I'm thinking, okay, this is good. I just need to make sure I hit him before the Fury comes. And there I completely missed the SB1 evade. Don't manage to hit him in time, and he gets his Fury back. So now we're back where we started, and I've completely lost my invulnerability. There, see, look, I did a Tigra thing. I did an instant dash back in SP2. Yay. Now I'm doing barely any damage because I've got all these weaknesses on me. Fully dex the SP2. Luckily I know how to do that. I'm very comfortable doing that. This fight takes quite a long time, mostly because he's always getting these silly buffs. There I countered his SP1 with a heavy, which is also exciting. I think I'll do it again here. Whoa, look at that reach. Now of course I need to land my own specials to make my weakness debuffs go away, which are really decreasing my attack. Throws his SP2, managed to block it. Sorry, evade it, which is good. Throws SP1, evade, heavy. No, I don't. Oh, I don't heavy that time. Not sure why. Get a nice reparry there. Now there, he auto blocked, which is fine because he's got rid of the Fury. So I'm thinking, okay, we're kind of back on track here. Need to keep hitting him, and we can prevent him from getting all these annoying buffs to reduce his power gain. There, I meant to do a dashback SP2, but he threw his special first. Managed to do it there. I'm up to 5 weaknesses, so you can see this does almost no damage. Here I pushed SP2, knowing that it's fine, he'll throw it. I've got the Dex buff on me, so I'm gaining power just for a moment there, before he gets his Nova buff there. I'm thinking, this fight's taking quite a long time. I'm not particularly comfortable here. It's basically a case of baiting all his, hoping he throws his specials, baiting them all. Until I can finally build myself up to my SB2 to clear the weaknesses, because as time goes on I'm doing less and less damage. There he has a true strike buff. Part of the reason why we considered going here with Spidey 2099 was because that true strike buff would completely destroy his damage output, but we decided Tigra was probably best. I'm up to 7 weaknesses now, doing nothing. Annoyingly, you have to wait until the special finishes before they are shed. They are shed, back to normal. Dex another SP2, and I think I can hit that every day, all day. So it's not too bad. It's just a question of whether he throws it or not. Don't know how many specials he threw here, but we're almost up to a 3-minute fight here. Much longer than I thought it would be. I guess in that sense it didn't really go to plan, but it went well enough. Here I think that's fine. I'll push to finish him off. So it went okay. Could have gone much worse. Now we have a thing fight on the shared fight at the end of paths 7, 8, 9. And I remember when Tigra was first released, someone tried using her against Thing and sort of went, oh wow, look how good a counter she is to Thing. This more or less passed me by. I didn't really understand why she was so good a counter for Thing. Poor old simple-minded me thought to myself, well, he's a science champion, so she can't counter him that hard. I've since discovered that she is a complete and total counter to Thing. No, also, this is the same guy who plays, as before, who plays Suicide, so we've got the poison helping us, and of course recoil here too. But back to why she's so good here is because Thing gains an unstoppable buff when you push him to 15 rock stacks. And as long as the neutralizer's on him, which it is on all of Tigra's hits, he cannot gain any buffs. So he quite simply doesn't gain his unstoppable. She just hits him as if it's nothing. I know this is reasonably widely well known, but not really to me, so I was sort of shocked and amazed at how great this is. This node also gives me gives him an indestructible buff when I hit two bars, but of course, with a neutralize on him, he doesn't get that either. So Tigra is a complete and total counter to Thing placed here. Shout out to my planner Cradle. I would never have thought to assign Tigra here, but really great job. Never in any significant danger here at all. And yeah, nice easy solo. Just hit him until he drops, nice and simple. Got class disadvantage of course, but it doesn't matter. Of course with recoil here and a couple of hits he is down. So that was much better than Nova Fight, that was much more fun. And we are now off to the minis. The person assigned to take Dr. Doom at the top there, I'm just tagging someone I need to clear, my friend Giggsy, I need him to clear the... I'm not tagging Giggsy in real life, seeing that he's ready. I need him to clear the Annihilus on hazard shift, so I can see he's moving, so that's fine. I move as well. I move up to this Dr. Doom at the top here, and we unfortunately assigned a Torch here who didn't quite get the solo, unfortunate, and I think that's okay. I can probably finish it off. As it turns out, I was too confident. This does not go as well as I want it to at all. I don't think I'm just going to walk through, but he's only got 40,000 health, so I think that's fine. I should be fine. Now as we go into this fight, I know going in that Conflictor is going to immediately take off the Wither and give him power, but that's fine. It means I get a guaranteed parry, so I think that's fine. Use the opportunity to get in some parry heavies, but I eat an SP1 to the face. I'm not... knowing that he's unblockable, he throws it kind of into my block just as I parry, so I eat that to the face, which isn't great. So my parry heavy strategy is now kind of ruined because he's got the aura of Hazareth on him all the time, which means he's going to resist my heavy attacks. So I only managed to land one exhaustion, and we're sort of stuck in this little cycle where I'm giving him debuffs because I'm a debuff heavy science champion, and Conflictor is pushing him to SP1 because he has the plus 75% of bar of power with every debuff, and I'm just baiting it over and over again, hitting him a few times. And here I finally work up to an SP3 and I throw it because yeah, it'll obviously do decent damage. And I'm thinking here, yeah, this is obviously not going that well. This would take a really long time if I had this fight myself. He's stunned, so I hit him a few extra times there. Now he push him to SP2 here. I consider going all out there just to finish him, but I think no, nice and safe. Luckily, I'm perfectly happy evading Doom's SP2, so I do it there. Don't punish. Probably should, but I think that's fine. Just play it nice and simple. He has a slow debuff now, so he actually doesn't gain the aura, but it doesn't matter because he never throws SP1, because I managed to finish him off there. I took quite a lot of damage though. I lost a quarter of my health, despite the fact that I'm fully boosted, and I felt a bit, that was a bit dodgy. But we finished it off, and that's okay. Now we have this Mangog fight. I took this Mangog fight a few wars ago, and I sort of outlined my strategy, and it was fine. This time it's a bit different. We don't have Mr. Fantastic, but we do have Anti-Venom. And another factor here is I also don't have Suicides, because I said before that I would take them off if I did it again. And what we'll see here is the value of the Mr. Fantastic Suppressed debuff, the one that reduces his combat rate. Because here we start with a Wither, which reduces his ability power rate by 120%, and I'm applying more exhaustions, and I'm alternating here with Parry Heavy, and Dex to pause all my debuffs. Here he's not running at me, so I have to wait. There's my Dex, there's my nice little reparry, Parry Heavy, and I should get another Dex here, just to pause my debuff. Oh, I apparently parry him instead. But I've got two Withers on him now, as well as a bunch of exhaustion, so he really should be reversing his power. He throws one SP1, which is okay. I'm sort of quite clearly winning this fight in terms of the health bar. There's my dash back to pause the debuffs. Hit him a few extra times because I don't need to parry heavy anymore, but I probably still do a bit just to keep up 5 exhaustions. Dash back to refresh my debuffs. I lose my first Wither, which is annoying, but then I apply my second, so not too bad. Parry, hit him a few times more. I think I parry him and he goes unstun immune during that due to the global, which caught me off guard a bit, but no serious damage was done. Pause my debuffs, land another exhaustion. I've lost most of my exhaustions here, so I probably should be applying more, which is why I think I keep doing a parry heavy here. Dash back to pause my debuffs. Yet here, because every time he is filling a few bars of power, Aspect of Evolution is giving him more power, which is being a bit of a pain here. And this fight's taking just that much longer than I would want. That's the second SP2 he's thrown, and then that's SP1 he's thrown, and he's now here again. He has yet another SP1, It goes unstoppable there, but that's fine. Just bait it out. Here he throws SP1. He's thrown 3 now, whereas the first time I did this with the Mr. Fantastics in it, pre-fights, he only threw 1. I was able to control his power much better. There he threw so many, he's now got the whole unblockable and unstoppable thing going on. Luckily I have enough power to throw my SP1 to counter, which removes the unstoppable, which is very useful. And then I can finish him off. So that fight was actually harder. I felt like I wasn't in as much control as previously. I guess that's because of the power of the Mr. Fantastic Suppress debuff. Or alternatively, I had much more damage last time because I did have suicides, but I also lost a load of health to the suicides. In the meantime, I've put on Suicide Masteries now, and I've got another Skrull boss, this time with the Brute Force link-up. The reason we have Brute Force is because it basically does nothing in this fight, because Spidey 2099 reduces the damage from it, because that interaction is crazy. And if me doing this allows me to get the boss down just a little bit quicker, allows me to have the Mole Man, someone taking the Mole Man on the right, do so without the global. We managed to get a bit lucky. He doesn't gain unstoppable until right there. That's from the global armor, not his own natural armor, but that's fine. Ate some hits. Sorry, I took some hits to the face, but I've still got loads of health. Working my way up to the SP3, punished that, managed to get up just to the SP3 before the first falter lands. Throw the SP3, land the slow, and at this point, again, as has been the case before when I've taken Skrull boss, the fight is over. So here it's just a bit of a clinic of dash in, dash out, clear the falter, dash in. You want to dex as much as possible to keep your slow debuff paused, dash in, dash out, dash in. And this fight goes, I think, more or less perfectly from here. He doesn't bite my... Oh, not quite. He goes unblockable there, I don't notice, so I take some hits. I take almost no damage because, of course, you have the damage reduction. Throws SP1, dash in, dash out, dash in. And after all that, with some degen as well from Brute Force, I'm only at 86 or so %. Dash in, clear the falter, dash out, nice and easy. And my first SP2, doing a load of damage. Dash in, dash out, dash in. So I'm doing a good job of pausing my slow. It's only coming up to its halfway point. And when I first took this, I decided to apply two SP3s to apply 2 slows, because the first one dropped off. Here we seem to be doing much better. Keeping an eye on the falter, it's going to trigger soon. Dash in, dash out, dash in. I get lucky that I just managed to get the falter timing correct on his SP1 tail end. Use another big SP2 damage, and here, because I've been doing so much dexing with the dash in, dash out, dash in, the slow debuff is still going. I'm feeling super confident here. I sort of feel there's no way I could possibly lose this fight. Dash in, dash out, dash in. Falter coming up, but that's okay because I push him to SP1, and it all works out brilliantly, or at least it probably does. Oh, there I hit into his block to remove the falter. Dash in, dash out, dash in. Land another SP2. The slow is slowly starting to finish. I think it's got about a quarter of its time left, but we're making excellent progress. The first time I did this fight, he was on about 50%, or just over at this point, but now, as you can see, he's all the way down to 8. So much quicker, with only using one SP3, and I think getting all your SP2s in, because previously one of my SP2s whiffed. So yeah, really. Oh, here I have to hit into his block, which I do, clear the falter. Get a nice intercept there, and we finish on a full yellow bar. So yeah, that's really, I've got that fight under control, and it's also a very easy fight, so it's not that hard. Yeah, we managed to win this war, which is good. So far we're not having an amazing season. We're 2-3 after 5 wars, so hopefully we can do better in future. But yeah, thank you very much for watching, everyone. I hope the Tigra and Spidey 2099 gameplay is not getting stale, but there we go. I'll see you all in the next one. Ta-ta!